So today I have Shraddha Parashar here with me. Though she went as a student, currently she is working as a full-time employee over there. Ask her different aspects of the challenges international students face. So the first thing when they land in Germany, they are concerned about the blocked account money. What is the best way to find the best and cheapest accommodation? Even though they take this German certification, they are not very fluent in German. Are they gonna get a permanent residency in that country?
So my name is Shraddha Parashar and I have done my masters in Germany. I have recently completed.
So do watch it till the end. Hello all, this is Damini, co-founder of VMake Scholars. I welcome you to yet another episode of our series Discover Study Abroad. So today I have Shraddha Parashar here with me. So Shraddha is a student who went to Germany in 2018 as an international student, and currently she runs a YouTube channel as well, wherein she puts videos about student life in Germany and living in Germany and all the different aspects. So Shraddha, though she went as a student, currently she is working as a full-time employee over there. So I am going to interview her today and ask her different aspects of the challenges international students face in finding accommodation, finding part-time jobs, and also about full-time jobs and PR and citizenship as well, because she has gone through this entire journey. She is the rightmost person to share that information, and this video is going to be very helpful because all this information is coming from someone who has practically experienced it. So you're gonna have very real facts and information in front of you. So do watch it till the end. So hi Shraddha, thanks a lot for taking time to come to my channel and talk on this topic of international students. So thank you so much for giving me time on a holiday.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and coming here to talk to you. Let's see how it goes. I'm really excited for today's talk.
Sure. So Shraddha, before we start this session, I want you to briefly introduce yourself to my viewers so that they have an idea that whom they are gonna listen to in this session.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Shraddha Parashar and I have done my masters in Germany. I have recently completed my masters last year, and now I'm working in a full-time job as a graduate trainee in procurement. So it's like after completing my masters, I got a job and now I'm working, and I have been living here for almost, I guess, more than 3 years, I would say. And that's what we are going to talk about today, how it is to live in Germany and study in Germany.
Sure. So Shraddha, you went to Germany as an international student in 2019, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah. I went in 2018, end of 2018.
18?
Yeah, winter semester.
Okay, end of 2000. Okay, great. So Shraddha, I wanted to ask you because you had been there and you went there as an international student. So you've seen the entire journey of what sort of challenges a student faces. So I want to start with the very foremost challenge on which I get a lot of questions from students. So the first thing when they land in Germany, they are concerned about the blocked account money, which they have deposited well in advance, and that's the money they are relying on for their living expenses. So is it difficult to get that money at that account activated and get that money released every month into your savings account, sort of thing?
So it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's difficult or like that. Like, it's all about where do you, which company or which website do you use for opening a blocked account. So I opened with Kotak Mahindra, and it took like 20 days to get that blocked account document that you have to show to your visa officer, so that you can get visa for sustaining yourself for at least 1 year in Germany. And then what I have to do after coming here is to get my bank account open in Germany. So Deutsche Bank or maybe any other bank. So once you have a bank account number, you just send them an email that you have settled here, you send your visa stamp that you have landed in Germany, and then they will ask, clarify it via phone. So you should have a SIM, of course, where they can call you and verify, okay, it's you, and then they will transfer all the money. But these days things are changing. Now we have online banking things, online bank accounts, blocked accounts that are given. For example, Coracle, other companies, many have this thing. So it doesn't take 20 days like it did for me. It just takes 10 minutes, you book everything, submit the amount, and within 24 hours you get the confirmation that you have a blocked account. And then you send them similar process, but they don't call you, they just see your email and your details, and they will transfer each month as per your blocked amount that you need every month. So it's quite simplified now, but yeah, last time at my time I didn't know about that facility. So yeah.
Okay. Sure. So I think even the people who are commenting, maybe they have heard some negative and this sort of timeline reviews
Could
from
be,
other people.
yes.
So yeah. So I think now things have changed. So I think that's something which they need to know. Yeah. Okay. So Shraddha, now after accommodation, after blocked account, when we move forward, I think accommodation is the next thing which a lot of people face challenges with. So and sometimes they end up paying very high for an accommodation when they are booking from India. So what are some of the tips you would like to share with those students? What is the best way to find the best and cheapest accommodation?
Yeah, I think that's the very important question, Damini, that you are covering here. Accommodation is the major, I would say, stress thing, or a source of stress when you're coming to Germany, because there are a lot of students that cannot find accommodation, and I was one of them. When I was coming to Germany, I didn't know where I would go. So one thing the student can do is, while they are submitting their online application for the university, they can also apply for the Studentenwerk accommodation. So this organization is like providing accommodation to the students, and these are accommodations which are cheaper than the private accommodation, and also they are more reliable. So when you are new, there are chances that you might get into some fraud people, or get cheated. So it's better to go for Studentenwerk, and that's what I advise all my students, that you should always book accommodation while you're applying to the university, because that's how you have the chances to get accommodation. Otherwise you will end up in waiting list, and it takes months and months of time to get it clear. So first thing that they can do is this. The second thing that they can do is, there is a app which is called WG Gesucht. So this app is for finding accommodation. For example, if I'm living in a private apartment like this, I have one room, or my flatmate is going for an internship for 6 months outside, and I want to give this room to someone else, then I will advertise on this app, and I will show, everything is nowadays anyway going online. So I would have an online meeting, I will show the room, but chances of getting fraud or cheated are still higher. But sometimes you have to make sure, you have to sign the contract, and don't transfer money straight away when you haven't even seen or landed there. So these are the things that you should keep in mind, and I think then you would be good. Yeah, that's all you can do.
Sure, I think those are very important tips, Shraddha. And as you mentioned, students do face a lot of challenges with accommodation, and I'm going to put the link to that app also in the description. So whoever is watching this, I think they can go and check that out as well. Sure. So Shraddha, now when we move from the blocked account and accommodation, I think the next thing which comes to everyone's mind is about part-time jobs, right? So when you land in Germany, what sort of jobs they can find, and also I think there is another common question which I've heard from a lot of people, is that even though they take this German certification, they are not very fluent in German. So I think that's one challenge which really keeps them away from getting like good part-time jobs. So what is your take on that? So I mean, is it easy, is it tough, and where they can find it and how much they can earn? So if you can cover everything.
That's a really important question again. So many students do part-time jobs, and it is always advisable to learn German, at least A2 level, because in that case you are more in the chance of getting these part-time jobs, because sometimes you also have to convince the person who's giving you job that you are well capable, and if you try, even your German is bad, still it makes an impression that at least you're trying and you're motivated to come here and work. So that again plays a major role. The second thing is I have been for part-time jobs, and I said I want to do part-time job, can I find it? And my German is not good, I only talk in English, and they were like, no, we don't have any job for you. But then I tried the same thing in German. So like my German is not good, but I'm trying, I'm learning, I can do this, and they were really happy and they were offering me. So it makes a lot of difference if you at least try to speak in their language. So learn until A2 while you are in India if you want to do part-time job. That is the first step. The second is there are many jobs available. Even if you don't know German, those jobs would be like cleaning jobs, I would say, because you don't have to interact with people, but you are doing back-end things, right? So cleaning job, or maybe in the kitchen you are helping the chef, or maybe manufacturing in the manufacturing companies, or in the warehouse where you just have to lift the luggage or the boxes or packing stuff. So these are the jobs that you can do when you don't know German. And if you know German, of course you can deal with people. You are more doing the cashier stuff, or waitress or waiter, or maybe in the supermarkets. So there you have a little interaction with people, and you're also polishing your German, and they pay you good. So these are the options that are available. Other thing which student can do in order to find job is they can just Google the part-time jobs in so-and-so city, and then there will be Google search. Second thing what they can do is that they can apply or go to these some of the agencies that have jobs, part-time jobs for students. So you can go to those agencies like Randstad, or you can also go to, I mean, there are many city-wise, there are different kind of agencies, Arva. So these are the agencies that give part-time jobs. The third thing that you can do is directly walk into some stores, H&M, or some restaurants, and ask if they need someone. And if you are bold enough and you're trying in German, I'm sure you will be able to find something. And other things are that there are many student jobs that are available in the university, HEVI jobs, or under your professor you can work as a research assistant. So these are the jobs that I would advise you to do, because it enhances your CV, and anything that you can put in your CV is better than doing those kind of jobs. So that would be my advice.
Okay. So Shraddha, now, I think everyone wants to do these university-related jobs. So even when I was, studying abroad, people would look for librarian job. If it is, it will go off very quickly. So what is the probability you feel like, if you're a good enough student, for you to get a job with your professor as a assistant, teaching assistant, or a research assistant, or any other university offered jobs?
I would say first are your credits, your grades, how good they are, because in Germany it is very important that your grades are good, because that's how they judge whether you are helpful or capable of doing research, or would be a support that they need. Second thing is their relationship that you build with the professor. For example, if you're going to a professor and he hasn't ever seen you, you haven't been in his class that often, then if you go directly and ask for a job, he's not going to consider you, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be a relation that you built with them, the grades that you have, how proactive, how much maybe prepared you are before the lecture, so that you ask good questions. So that's how you grab attention of the professor. And it might happen that he himself asks you to join his research work or help him out with something. But again, your grades are important. So that's how you can approach a professor.
So I think, Shraddha, that was a pro tip. I think people, even though they start a part-time job in a store or in a fast food restaurant, I think they can always keep this in mind, that they can reach out to professors or be more present or attentive in the class, so that they stand a higher chance of getting such jobs. So Shraddha, I think another question which I would just want to add on here is that people many times ask me that how much can they earn? Can they manage their entire living expense expenses by working 20 hours, I think, as a student. So do you think it's it's kind of, it can be a full-fledged income source for their living expenses?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Some students I've seen, so there are two types of job. First is the mini job, which offers 450 euros flat. You don't get anything more than that. Second is you get as per the time that you work. So it is called Teilzeit, hourly basis you get paid. And you are anyway allowed to work for 20 hours, as you mentioned. So in mini job, it's 450. You can do 2 mini jobs, then you get 900 euros, right? So that way, and I think 900 euros or above, I guess, if I can't say, it depends on city, but still I would like to say in general 800 euros or even 750 euros is enough for you to survive or get your expenses in place for a month. And but if you are working hourly and here you are paid at least 10 euros approximately, that is the hourly charge that you get paid. So even if you work for 20 hours a week, still you can make 200 euros a week. So that's how it works, and for a month you can earn 1,000. So again, you can manage your expenses, save something so that you don't, if you don't have job, you still have some money saved for yourself. So you can, I think, easily manage with these jobs. Yes.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So I think that's again a good news for all the students watching this, that you shouldn't be really concerned about living expenses, because if you are trying hard enough and if you get a part-time job, you can definitely manage that.
And the other thing that I would like to add here is also, like, even if you have internship, for example, many universities have mandatory internship, or even if they don't have internship, then still you can do internship as a student that can be paid. So like I was doing internship and thesis and I was earning 700 euros per month. So that way also you can sustain yourself. It's not just that you have to do part-time job. You can continue your studies, do as per your studies requirement and still earn. So that was something I was focused on.
Yeah. And I think that adds on to your resume as well while you are going to a full-time job. So that is my next question. So I think we spoke about a lot of student challenges, blocked account accommodation and part-time jobs. So I think that another thing which matters to students who are aspiring to study abroad, and especially in Germany, is that what are their career prospects once they complete their education. So I want to ask you, Shraddha, because you have gone through that entire journey. You have from a student to a full-time job. So how easy it is or how difficult it is to land in a good full-time job?
First thing is learn German. So I know learning German is a struggle, but then if you don't know German, finding job is another struggle. So I always say choose your battle, which battle you want to win, either learn German or finding job. So I was the one who wasn't proficient enough in German, so I had to actually apply to a lot of jobs, and I was mostly focused on these graduate trainee programs, because they are more international programs in an international company, and they have international work culture in these companies, so English is a working language. But the competition is very high. You have to be really competitive. Your skills, your internship, your work experience, your personality. There are many things that you have to, go through, and they have like 4 kind of interview stages. So you have to choose your battle. Which one do you want? So like I said, it's easy if you know German, of course. Then you have more job opportunities, lesser competition, and if your grades are good, again, it's a cherry on top. And if you have work experience back in India, again, it's good, it's really good. It boosts your profile. So based on these things, it depends overall what kind of skills do you have and do you know German or not. So that's how it would be for you to find a job. If you don't know German, it would be tough, and then it would take time. Like in my journey. It took a time. I think it took like
Okay.
6-7 months for me to find job. So I was
Okay.
applying
Okay.
a lot.
Okay. So I think, Shraddha, then it would be safe to say that, even though you can find a job without, being fluent in German, but it is going to take time. So
Yeah.
I think it is always advisable, if you don't want to go through that disappointing cycle in
Yes.
your career and life. So
Yes.
it is always advisable that, you take the struggle of learning German.
Yes, always
Yeah.
learn German,
Okay.
and then your life becomes easier, I would say. And also it helps in
Yeah.
integrating with Germans, right? Because they are more convenient, because they find you more integrable, or maybe more they will share their things if you know German. They're more welcoming, I would say. Things are changing, of course, but it would take time for them to accept English in every offices
Yeah.
or in every places. So yeah, learn German.
True. That definitely makes sense. So
Yeah.
yeah, whether it's part-time job or full-time
Yeah.
job, I think it's gonna help them.
Yeah.
Sure. So Shraddha, it was a very informative session, and before we wrap this up, I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
I think again, once you have your full-time job, I think the next question that comes into anyone's mind is, what about the long-term plan? Are they gonna get a permanent residency in that country? So what the citizenship? So what is your take on that?
Yeah, I think Germany has planned these PR and citizenship in very structured format. So there are certain things that you have to fulfill. So first, for PR, they have 3 years criteria. So earlier it was 5, but now it has reduced to 3. So if you are paying taxes, working here, contributing in their economy, then you are eligible to apply in 3 years. But if you have also studied here, then you can reduce that 1 year, so it's 2 years. So but then they have another criteria is, okay, if you have B1 level of German, then you can reduce up to 6 months. So there are different ways. So you can apply for PR in 18 months, but you should contribute to their economy, right? You should be paying taxes, these social insurance and all. And that's how you can gain this PR or apply for this PR in 18 months. You're eligible to apply. So if you have EU card, working card, then also it's like easier to apply, and you can apply within 2 years or so. So that's how they do. Other thing that I want to emphasize is, so once I have completed my master's, I am given 18 months time to find a job. So I think that is enough time in which you can easily find job. It's not like you have to find within 2-3 months, and if not, you will be deported back to India. So they are giving many options, many chances to you to settle down here, because they want people to live here for longer terms. Then for citizenship, they have recently passed this, I mean not passed, it's under discussion. They will be, I guess, passing this law very soon in 2022, that they will be allowing dual citizenship. I know it doesn't make sense for Indians, because our Indian government doesn't allow
Indian
it.
government doesn't allow.
Yeah, but they are making sure that you live here. If you have immigrated here, they want you to stay here for longer terms, because it helps in their economy, because you're paying taxes, and that helps somehow to contribute in their economy. So they're making sure that people not only just come here, study, and then go back, but they also think about long term. So if you want, you can easily extend your stay here by following these kind of steps, in which you can gain PR, apply for citizenship, and yeah, that's what they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So I think that makes a lot of sense. So I think it is probably giving me a sense that it's a very student-friendly
Yes.
country to be in, because most of the countries, even US, has this 90 days thing to find
Yeah.
a job,
Yeah.
and even most of the countries, they do not give you like 18 months long time.
Yes.
So I think even when you told me like there is a it took you 6-7 months to find a job, I think even if a student, let's say, is not on the right path and
Yeah.
probably haven't watched this video
Yeah.
and haven't learned German, even after their struggle, I think they would have enough time to
Yeah.
come to the right path and get a job without not being deported back to their
Yes,
country. So
of
I think
course.
that is very positive sign for
Yeah.
students. I think they should choose Germany in that case. Yeah, sure. So Shraddha, one last bonus question for my viewers: what is the average salary which a full-time employee can get in Germany
Okay.
after doing their masters? Yeah.
I would say that it depends, because there is no clear picture how much salary you would get. So it depends on the size of the company, and it depends on the city. So if the city
Okay.
is Munich, Hamburg, where the expense is really high, the salaries would be higher. But the average, I would say, or what I have seen is 40,000 euros per year to 60,000 euros per year. And this salary also
Okay.
varies and depends on which stream have you done. So for
Industry.
engineers, it's different. For finance, law, medical, it varies, it changes. But this, I think,
Okay.
would be the fair range where you can expect salary in Germany.
Sure. Sure, that was like very important information. I think people
Yeah.
watching this, they can plan their future journey. So thank you, Shraddha. Thanks again for taking out time for this session and very sharing this wonderful information with our viewers. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Damini, for interviewing me and for letting me share this information, because I know many students are planning their life abroad, and I think it's very important that they should understand the different options that they have got, and Germany, I think, is a really attractive option that they can opt for their future.
Yeah, sure. I hope this video was useful and full of information. If you have any questions, you can ask Shraddha through her YouTube channel or by reaching out to her on Instagram. Both the links are in the description. I've also put the link to the app which she spoke about for finding accommodation in the description. You can check that out. The second thing which you need to know is that me and Shraddha, we are doing this video in collaboration, which means there is another interview wherein she has asked me questions about loans and scholarships. That video is published on Shraddha's channel, and that is exclusively for students who are looking to study in Germany. So do go and check that video as well. And the last thing is, we are also doing an Instagram live together to take questions and answers on topics related to both of these videos. So you can find the details of that live in the description as well. Bye bye.
Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon to never miss any updates from us.